We're on the draw with Rakdos Burn. Definitely keeping the kind of close-ish hand. So, actually getting the burn mirror. Sure. This leads me to believe they might be on go and pass. Decent chance we just die this turn, but alright. And we got that on the draw. Nice. Mm-hmm. Too many lands. Not enough lands. What do you think on 6 we keep it? Sure. Unfortunately, it doesn't land on top, so. Sure. Just don't think the Flage is the way to go with this deck. You're not outgrinding the grindy decks, or the grindy mid-range decks. It just isn't worth it. I appreciate what Spike was trying to do with this, but I just think it's a trap. It's a trap. Guess we want the skill cracks in after all. Maybe shave on Vine Lashers. Guess we try it. Let's get a basic mountain this first. DRC on one again. Yep, Swizzle Spear. Sure. Alright, nice to pick up the win, although did get a little bit lucky by our opponent's fortunate or unfortunate turn of events more than anything we did in particular in the matchup. Alright, match 2. Pretty good opening hand. Anything with multiple 1-drops is usually pretty reasonable. Lotus Field. Okay, so Amulet. So if we draw another land, we have a chance to kill them next turn. Unless they go Grazer here, which would... Nope, Rumble. Okay. So we have 17 outs in our deck that just kill them instantly. Which means they have to block with their... As long as we don't die on turn 3, which is definitely possible with some Titan hands. Get ready for the 7-minute turn that may or may not kill us. Titan is one of the decks that fears it might... This is a deck that just has felt like over and over again like it deserves a ban. I mean, yeah, sure. It lost the One Ring, but then gained GSZ. Aftermarket Analyst gave it an entirely different angle of attack. So Serum Blazes are pretty mid in this matchup. Not that any of these cards are great. Smash to Smithereens is probably the most applicable. Maybe one Ensnaring Bridge, though they can certainly kill without that. Rakdos Charm just feels a little too like this potentially hits analyst, the analyst side of things, blows them out in that regard. Potentially hits Amulet, but doesn't really deal damage. Reign of Gore, I mean, sure, they can sometimes gain life, but normally it's not as relevant. Mage Main Laser and all this just doesn't make sense, so I think we'll just split out 2 Searing Blazes for 2 Smash to Smithereens and hope we're fast enough. Can't very well keep holding Outlander, so. His hand is less than ideal, but I do think we keep it, putting back a Barbarian Ring. It's either reading the card or they're AFK for a sec. They brought in a Dismember. So I have basically 2 options this turn. So my opponent minimum has 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with a bounce land. So they have a minimum of 5 mana. So I can either try to play Scared and hold up Smash to Smithereens here, or I can just play all my creatures out, hope we don't die next turn or this next turn cycle, and then we can use Smash to Smithereens to disrupt them, keep them from going absolutely crazy. I don't think waiting really helps us all that much, so I am just going to go ahead and play out all of our creatures, attack them, and if we die on 3, we die on 3. Gets to get a prime time. Okay, what did they get us with here? Let's see how we're going to. At least they can't transmute here because of it being during combat. Okay, and I assume between Prime Time and Dryad that can kill us here with Valakut triggers. Play a land that doesn't bounce, play Valakut. Or actually, that aim might have messed with them a little bit, but we are taking a minimum of 8 damage here. But I'm sure from this setup that the Valiant Amulet Titan player will figure a way to kill us. However, I am not going to give up for them. Sure. Alright. They figured out the difficult line. Yay, go team! Can't keep the one tap lander. His hand is equally as... Oh, we're going to 5. This hand isn't going to make it, but we'll try it. The other reason I didn't keep the other one lander is if we get stuck on one land, it doesn't matter what we draw, we're not going to win that game. So just take my chances on 5, hope we draw a couple creatures and can, you know, kind of blitz them. But the reality is then you just mulligan into this hand and don't do anything. So... And it's also possible this Smash to Smithereens does nothing, but if they go like turn 1 Amulet, this is like one of our better plays against them, so... See if they stack their triggers correctly. Yeah, I'm just going to let them go through their Mastrification Station concede, because we need at least 2 draw steps, and I just don't see that happening, so... we're back with a quick wrap so far on this league. Now, obviously, we've only played 2 matches. One was against the Pseudo Mirror and against the Boros variant, and one was against Amulet. This is just the thing with Burn anymore. Like, your margins are so small. You basically have to kill on turn 3 consistently, and Burn is, at its heart, a turn 3.5, turn 4 deck. One of the upsides of playing more creatures is you have the potential for faster curve outs, especially with the Incandescent Mind Lasher, etc., the Ragavan. The downside of it is, on turn 3, it's a terrible draw against most decks. So, can't really speak to any of the particulars on this build yet. The Iridescent Mind Lashers are fine. We've played them before on the channel. They're not like super exciting, but they do add another 1-drop that you can go, like, say, turn 1 Blackcleave close into that, turn 2 fetch land. They're dealing 3 on turn 3 or turn 2, potentially 2 every turn, mostly thereafter. The rest of the thing, bump in the night, bolt wave allow you to lower the curve, which allows you to gives you more potential of turn 3 kills. As far as the sideboard, once again, can't really speak to the choices. Haven't really boarded in most of them. Reign of Gore, probably the most effective against energy, but even that I question if that's really the strategy you want to be on. I think this build is fine. But as I've continued to say at the end of the last video, what's looking to be most of the meta decks, at least going into Dragonstorm of Tarkir and the ban announcement on the 31st, which this video may very well come out after. Burn's just a slight dog against Boros, against Black-White, against Dimir, Frogtide. It's don't have enough experience against the Eldrazi matchup. Figure that's probably a coin flip based on who's on the play. Amulet's not a good matchup. Burn just has to be faster. Whether that's Iridescent Vine Lasher, whether that's Slick Shot Show Off, whether it's the Rakdos version with a little bit lower to the ground with Bump in the Night and to supplement your Bolt Waves and your Lava Spikes. I just feel that's where Burn's got to go. It cannot grind with these mid-range decks. It cannot, grind with Amulet, Eldrazi, any of them. It needs to be a deck that is killing on turn 3, turn 4 at the absolute latest. Finding that right balance of the lands and such is a trick. So it's kind of where I'm going to be focusing at for the next several leagues, trying to iterate on that. I just don't think you can grind with these other decks. You have to be faster. And unfortunately, Burn at its core is a turn 4 deck without things like, Fire Blast and without things like Fire Blast and Price of Progress that are available in Legacy. So, as always, if you do like Burn content, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hope to see you for our next video.